Hey there, Mystech Movement. This is Harry from Mystech.ca and Halo from Mystech.net. And we thought we'd take a moment to address a question that we receive a lot, which is a question about the process.
Yeah.
The imprinting process. Understandable question when you're talking about,
Great.
when you're talking about very advanced technologies, people are curious. How do you do that? How do you get the frequency into this bracelet?
Yeah.
What's it been like for you fielding the question over these years?
It's always an interesting question to me. There's so few companies and even people that even understand what this is. So it's, I've said this to you many times, I could show the picture of the flux capacitor from Back to the Future and people would know what they were looking at. So when we say that it's a machine and they want to know more things, our process is very, very proprietary, like algorithms for Facebook and Instagram and many other things that are proprietary, just because our technology can do a lot of not so good things as well. And I'm just not in a position where we trust humans with that information enough. So we do have a process that has a very specific machine that was designed over a decade ago, that I helped work on and develop more things and calibrations to make it what it is now. We even created a secondary process to go hand in hand with that, which has been amazing as well, which is another reason why I know that nobody can duplicate our technology. So they're missing a very specific thing that's impossible to get anywhere else, without getting too into that. But so yeah, and it's one of those things to where when you can feel the effect and you can see it and you can measure it through a number of different ways, the how-to is, and I mean this no way, but seemingly more important to people that really can't just afford it or trust themselves to make decisions. There's been many times when I go, I can't tell you the process, but I give you something for free, and people don't care about the process anymore. Mm-hmm. So it's feeling it is very interesting. But I've had people that also don't care at all about how and are just obsessed with what it does. So from the most loving place, we have a very specific process that took years to develop and then even more years to perfect. So I really feel we've perfected it. And now it is what it is. And we're working on creating less expensive ways for us to do it and with newer technology. And so yeah, our process is one of a kind. What I can say without getting too much into it, is the material type makes a difference when we go to do our imprinting. Depending on how dense it is or isn't, will kind of determine the amount of time that we run it in the machine and the power level that we run it at, and a handful of other things. But once we've got the calibration for, say, stainless steel, right? Moving forward, any stainless steel that we're going to run through the machine, we literally go to the stainless steel setting, boom, boom, and it will work the exact same, unless it's a different grade or something. But that's, always going to be the same stuff. And that's why we generally have the same product types, the same mineral types, the same everything. So we don't have to continue to redo new calibrations for new material types and everything over and over and over again. That's the shortest, most concise answer I can give. It's not always with enough information for what some people want to have. For that, I would say go online and study physics and frequency and resonance technology, and maybe you'll figure out some steps to be able to do it. Probably not, but you'll have way more questions answered that will give you the information that you need to even understand what it is, without necessarily knowing how to do it. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you mentioned the physics part, because we are dealing with advanced electromagnetic physics, which I don't have a foundation in. So I'm never gonna, even if you were to tell me exactly what the process was, I'm still not gonna actually understand what's happening necessarily. But we're talking about, well, what's the result? And so this is important for a couple of reasons. One, because we have items that we see the result from all the time, but we may not be intimately aware of what the process is. It's not that there isn't a process, but these companies have proprietary technologies because, for a variety of reasons. And so we may never fully understand the full deeper inner workings, but we know the thing is doing what it's doing. And I know something that we really want to cultivate is people's capacity to feel the effects of what we're giving them. And so it's, you said yourself earlier, it's just like, it's not always about how it, like the people who really care, they don't really care how we do what we do. They more care about how it is feeling for them. And so our encouragement is let your body be your guide. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust what you feel. And that's one of the reasons why we have a money back guarantee, is for people to give it a try and see actually how it feels.
Right.
And the other thing about the physics part too is we really want to assure people that even though we may use a medium like crystals, it doesn't actually, it's crystals people associate with, something ethereal, something kind of new agey. It's not really real. It's only real if you believe it. It's only real if it's like a placebo effect. It has to do with your intention. And, we love crystals. It's why we use them. But what we're dealing with here is not only profoundly physiological in its effect, it's universal in its effect. In the same way that a magnet is going to stick to metal. It's going to stick to my fridge. It's going to stick to your fridge. It's going to stick to their fridge. This is physics that we're dealing with. And so the actual effect of Mystech is going to happen regardless whether or not you understand the process or not. This is physics. It's not about an intention or something.
Right. Right. Now, that's not to say that we don't add all those things in as well because of being who we are, but our science, it's the science behind it. So I'm glad you brought that up as well, because people will get it and ask, like, do I need to cleanse this or put out and move? And for the crystal portion of it, sure. But for the Mystech technology part of it, it's really just like a cell phone. You can use it. Your best friend can use it. Your mom, anyone can use it. It's going to work the exact same. And if you don't believe in a cell phone, it's going to make a call. Too bad it's still going to make a call.
Yeah.
So this has nothing to do with any of that. And then just to piggyback on the phone call part of it, I've had people that will go to do the muscle test very, very incorrectly and be like, yeah, see, this doesn't work. And I'm like, well, you're not doing it right. They're like, what do you mean? If you dial pound on your phone while dialing someone's number and hit the pound key and hit call, the call's not going to go through. Now, it's not that the cell phone's broke. You just didn't use the tool in the right way. Therefore, you're not getting the result you're looking for. So same thing. And then look, last thing I'll say on that, and again, any other questions, fantastic. But not that it's at this level of destructibility, but consider nuclear energy for a second, right? If every single person out there knew this is how you can make a nuclear reactor, sure, it can be used to create energy that might be safe-ish, or it can be used to make a bomb.
Yeah, right.
So because of things like that, these are why certain things are proprietary, and we're keeping that under wraps until the time, if ever, that we feel comfortable that this is something that everyone should know how to do or be available to everyone. But we're just not in that space, and whatever people believe or think or whatever, our intentions are very pure and are from a very loving and helpful place. And as long as I'm running the business, it's going to stay that way, which is why I've said no to so many people that want to come on board, people that try to buy it out. I love what this technology can do for people and can do for the world. And I don't want it brutalized and changed into something else. And just think, with the amount of people that know very, very little about this, like, a little bit more, very little bit more, a couple of you know very little bit more, but we've told other people, and people have literally ran off and started their own company and say that they're doing the exact same thing, having no idea how it's working. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason that we keep this stuff under the wraps. If it's not, it doesn't say Mystech on it, right? Whether it's .ca, .net, whatever, unless it says Mystech, it is not our technology. It's either a fake, or it's another type of technology completely. Now, that's not to say that these other technologies aren't doing something in their own realm or field or whatever. It's just not doing what our technology is doing. That's all there is to it. So I love when people ask about the process, because it generally means that they're interested and they want to know. But at the same time, again, I've had so many more people that are just like, what is this? Or after they see the result in a few days, they're like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So those are the people that we're looking for the people that need the hard, actual, I need to see all these things. Then these people should not be on Facebook or Instagram or anything else that has proprietary information, because lots of things out there have that, and everyone seems to be okay with those companies that have it.
Yeah.
But when it's, and for whatever reason,
Yeah. And underscoring too, that our position on this isn't just about protection of our intellectual property, it's protection wide scale, because people could leverage this technology to do things that aren't necessarily in mankind's best interests.
Yeah.
And we're here for that. We're here for the best interests. That's why we work together. That's why we do what we do. And we're so glad that, whoever's watching this video, we're so glad that you found us. And hopefully this is a start of a relationship where you get to be supported by technology that is here for you, and that we are going to continue to develop and provide the most powerful assistance and supports that we can. So thank you, Halo. Taking a minute. Thanks everybody for watching. And welcome to the future. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Thank
See you.
See you.